Welcome to the Geeks, 31 Days of Horror for Halloween. This is Lil.
This is Steve.
And this is Sean.
And tonight we're reviewing The Pope's Exorcist from 2023. So for those of you who have not been with us before, we will play for you our rating system.
This has a rating system in place that we like to call 0 to 0. If whatever horror movie we're reviewing is terrifying only to the most infantile who get nightmares from PG-13 reboots, it gets a 0. If it's a gorgasm-inducing slaughter party that satiates your most devious and monstrous desires, it gets a hero.
We follow Gabriel, the Vatican's leading exorcist, as he investigates the possession of a child and uncovers a conspiracy the Vatican has tried to keep secret. The Pope's Exorcist stars Russell Crowe and some others. It's Russell Crowe. So, Pope's Exorcist. Steve, you wanted to watch this one because you love religious horror.
Mm-hmm.
So I was like, you know what? Russell Crowe's in this one? Sure, let's watch this one. I give this movie a hero. I had a lot of fun with it. This is the first time in a long time that I've actually liked Russell Crowe in a movie. I have not liked Russell Crowe in a while. I've been like, man, what has happened to this man?
What? Did you not see
You didn't see that movie where he's like the angry driver.
Yeah, that's
I did not see that. So.
It was very scary.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I'll have to check that one out. But it's been a while since I was actually like, hey, this is why I used to like Russell Crowe a lot. I thought he was hilarious as this exorcist. I thought this had some good horror. Again, this stuff doesn't scare me. Like, I've never been scared of exorcism movies. Like, even the original Exorcist, just doesn't do it for me. But I did feel for the family and the kid and everything in this movie, and I thought it had a good story around it, like why this demon was here and everything. So I give this movie a hero. So I'll throw it to you, Steve.
Well, yeah, I'm the one that recommended this one, and it was simply because of the Russell Crowe show. I mean, this man puts on an absolute clinic in here. He picks a fucking hardcore, thick Italian accent and fucking maintains through the whole movie. And you buy it. Like, he is just so natural as this character. And I like that it's got some comedy in here. Like, it really does. Like, the Pope's, like, this guy himself, Gabriel himself, is funny. Like, he's making jokes and shit. At one point, he literally tells another priest, like, you know any jokes? And the guy's like, no. He's like, you should learn some. The devil hates jokes. Like, he just has this really fun way about him. He rides around this little fucking Vespa. It's great. I love the use of 80s music in here to like break up some of the darkness. Like, that's really good. I love that you have like this very, like in cop movies, you have like that angry captain that's always yelling. Like, the Vatican has this one fucking young priest that's always giving Russell Crowe the business, and he's constantly yelling like some angry captain. I love that shit. And it gets really, really cool at the end. There's some really fun kind of crazy stuff that goes on. So I just have a lot of fun with it. I've been on this religious horror kick kind of this year. I've been watching a lot of stuff. I think we should watch a couple more that I'll recommend.
We will.
But yeah, this one gets an absolute hero. It's just a blast. It's a lot of fun. Russell Crowe nails it. So hero for me, Sean.
Oh yeah, it was a hero. It was good. I enjoyed it. From what I remember, it's been a minute since I watched it, but like I think I watched it when it first came out. But it was good. I enjoyed it. Like I thought Russell Crowe. It was okay. Like, it was moments where I was like, Russell Crowe's fucking voice is bothering me, but it didn't really bother me.
Loved it.
I was just taking it for what it was. I was like, I don't understand.
He should play the old Mario.
I mean, it's better than his voice in Thor. So that's where I was at. I think that was the last thing I saw him in. Where I was
but that was just a bad movie. Russell Crowe was actually decent in that.
He was not decent in that. I
liked him.
I hated Zeus in that.
Yeah.
But
what's a hero for me, Ola?
All right, so I guess let's get into some spoilers.
Well, you already said it was a hero.
I did.
Yeah.
Another superhero, a rarity here. Where we have quite a few.
We've had a bunch.
Spoilers.
So the movie starts out with an exorcism. You know, we that's where we meet Russell Crowe's character, which again is based on a true guy.
Really?
Yeah, it's based on a true guy, kind of like The Conjuring's based on true stories.
Right.
I get it, but the real character, there's it's a real guy, and he was an exorcist. So, what happened? Who knows? But I do like it here, and I like the idea here where he was talking about how sometimes it's truth, and sometimes it's people just who have mental health, issues, and
they
try to disparage that.
During the angry
figure that out.
Angry Captain Priest scene, he's like, 98% of my fucking cases are referred to psychiatrists and therapists. These people need mental help, And he's like, well, what about the other 2%? He's like, that's what I call evil. It's like, oh shit. But I love the opening here where he's doing this thing and he's like, come on, you're so fucking badass, fucking possess this pig. Come on, possess the pig. And the demon's like, and he goes into the pig. And the pig starts freaking out and they immediately shoot the pig in the head. I thought that was great because later on when the little kid gets possessed, he's like, you're not going to get me to go into some fucking pig. I was like, ooh, shit. They talk to each other.
Yeah.
He knows.
I thought that was tight.
Well, that's the thing too. Like when the other demon, gets her, he's like, I want the priest. Because the demons know about him. The demons know Russell Crowe. They're like, Gladiator ain't going to fuck with me today. I'm going to take his ass out. And I like that. I like that whole reasoning to get him over there because it's interesting. And then so we get that good beginning, and then we get that the priest council yelling at him, or one guy yelling at him about what he's doing, and they want to fire him, and he's just like, go talk to my boss. I don't answer to you guys.
He's like, cuckoo. He does these weird little things when he walks out of the room. He's like, come back here. And he's like, cuckoo. He just walks away. He's like, my boss is the Pope. You got a problem with me? Talk to my boss. Out. Love it. Like, that shit's tight. And then you get your proxy for the audience. You get your American family moving to Spain.
Right.
I guess some dad died and left him this giant castle. Like, we should all be so lucky.
Yeah,
But a castle that's run down and needs to be fixed up.
A castle that looks like it's about to fall apart. And then the day after they move in, a giant explosion maims a bunch of people. Everybody refuses to work there. Come to find out, that giant explosion was housing a fucking huge old Catholic crypt with like skeletons and cages and all kinds of weird shit.
Right.
Crazy stuff.
Well, yeah, that well. Like, where are they getting their water? Because it ain't from that well. Because once Russell Crowe pulled that damn
with his Vespa.
I love see that. All the skulls lining around that. I'm like, well, that water ain't no good. That's
a bad sign. You don't want to move into that place.
I heard the Vatican's like that. Like, there's like some deep shit in the bottom of that motherfucker.
Yeah, I mean, it's conspiracy theories because there's no proof, but it's hard to believe that they're not hiding something.
Yeah,
I mean,
because we already know what they were trying to hide.
Part of the Illuminati, so. But I did like the story here that there was this demon there, and that he lived on. He loved to fight exorcists. Like, that's what that one dude who was in the cage. I love that whole scene where they find this underground crypt thing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And the fact here that the entire, what was it? That wasn't the Spanish War. It was the
Spanish Inquisition.
The Spanish Inquisition was like,
oh yeah, they do a whole history retcon, which was fucking awesome. They're like, oh, actually, the guy that was running that whole Inquisition was like a demon, like the king of hell, was maiming and killing people in the name of God as a possessed.
Getting them to believe in God and to join the Catholic Church, which was like this whole flip. right? Like you thought that they were the good guys, in this thing, but it's like, nope, he was doing this.
Again, I don't know if
name of
anybody
them.
thinks
Well,
that
I know what
those
but
holy warriors were
for
good
the
guys.
story. For the story,
We can all agree they were wildly inappropriate.
Yes. Piece of shit.
Super villains.
For the story. For the story.
I think you could like lump in the Crusaders right in there with the Nazis. Crazy people.
God damn, but you might be right.
I'm gonna say it. I'm just gonna put it out there.
I'm not.
Our God's better than yours. Death. Like, I don't know.
It's just like that movie we watched, The Black Death. I mean, it's just all that kind of same shit.
Oh yeah.
So, all that same time, but I did enjoy that kind of twist in that story and everything here. And then finally Russell Crowe is like, shit, the only way we can win this is the only way I can save this kid is if this demon possesses me, and he actually lets the demon in.
Right.
And I like that kind of mirror thing where the Pope is in the hospital and like feeling that this is happening. I did like all that. Like, oh my God, our best warrior against these demons has just been possessed, and like we're all fucked.
You should have called the warrior nun.
So, and then we have, and then this is where I was just like a little like, oh, okay, I get this whole CGI fire scene where they're praying and everything. I'm like, all right, that's fine and all dandy, but
yeah, they gotta find some way to wrap it up. You can't just leave the movie where Russell Crowe's possessed. He has to win.
Yeah, he has. I get it. He has to win, but again, I like the whole story leading up until the little CGI-ness, and then, but I did like that. I did like that his little buddy there that was helping him here is like not a good priest. He's a sinner priest. He's got his own demons in his closet, and he's got to kind of keep like fighting through that to actually kind of help Russell Crowe get through it. I enjoyed that part of the story. I think that's why I enjoyed it more as like not a horror movie, but kind of like,
well, it's one of the few movies where almost every character is very well fleshed out.
And
the kids fleshed out,
very flawed.
The sisters fleshed out, the moms fleshed out. Both of these priests are fleshed out. You get enough of the Pope and all them cats over there that you kind of understand what's going on with them. And this demon, his backstory is incredibly fleshed out. I think the one little thing, the kid was a little irritating to me at times. He was mugging a little too much, the faces he was making at the camera. Maybe it was just the direction on him, because I thought he was an awesome little actor when he was being silent when he first moved in there. I thought he did great. Like, there's that really cool flashback shot of him sitting in the back seat where you find out how his dad died. Like, he's like, oh, he was sat in the car with him for like 8 hours after his dad fucking died, and you get a flashback and you see like a big branch sticking through his dad's head, and this kid's just looking at it for 9 hours. Like, yeah, you probably wouldn't talk much after that either,
Yeah, he hasn't talked since, and they're just like, nope, he needs to go see a psychiatrist. He's not possessed. But it's like, it's very interesting. Yeah, I mean, and then they vanquish the demon.
Some cool horror stuff though, like haunted house stuff in this movie. Like when the mom's sleeping and that arm wraps around her and she just like snuggles up, like because she's used to her husband, and then the arm just yanks her into the bed. That reminded me of like some Freddy Krueger shit. Like,
yeah, that's great.
You know what? That's actually. I'm actually glad you brought that up, because that was the one thing I was thinking here. A lot of the even when the demon was fighting the daughter and all this kind of stuff, to me it was like all these scenes would fit into a great new modern Nightmare on Elm Street type movie. That's what it all felt like. It felt like they could have been, when she was fighting that, the demon and kind of floating around and everything and being tossed around. I was just like this could have been a Nightmare on Elm Street. Like this is definitely like a horror nightmare.
I wasn't even thinking about that when I was watching it, but yeah, that would be tough. Shit.
So there you go. Whoever directed this needs to get a script for Nightmare. Get a script for
bring Russell Crowe in. He'll be like the Dr. Loomis.
Oh, fucking dope.
He'll He'll be John Saxton's character. He'll be Nancy's dad.
But he has to have an Italian accent. It has to happen.
It'll be,
I need
an
Russell Crowe.
Italian Nightmare on Elm Street. So.
Oh yes, I want another Pope's Exorcist movie. Is what I want. I think they should franchise this shit like The Conjuring, have him go fight more demons.
I think they are. I think that's the plan. Because like even at the end of this, they even say like he had more adventure. That's the
great thing. Like at the end of this, like him and his buddy, like he's like, all right, I'm Batman and you're my fucking Robin. Let's go fucking fight some more demons. Like, and they're like, all right, let's go. And they roll out. They roll out to some kick-ass 80s music, and I'm like, I want more of this and less of everything else.
So speaking of which, the Pope's Exorcist 2 is officially confirmed and in development, thanks to its success on theaters and on Netflix. There's not a lot of details, of course, because we're in a writer's strike, but it looks like it'll probably arrive sometime in 2025.
Nice.
Awesome.
I'll be watching it.
So there you go.
I might go to movies for that one.
Actually, you know what, Sean? I might as well after seeing this one. Like,
Yeah.
You know what?
I'm glad you guys liked it. I thought it was a pleasant surprise.
Yeah. It was all right. It was just Russell Crowe's accent was killing me, but I was like,
God, fucking nailed it. I love it. So
All
much.
right. That is it for tonight. This is Lil.
this is Sean.
And this is Steven. Until tomorrow night, everybody, keep it creepy.